the middle class, the backbone of society, they say. But it's starting to feel more like a cage than a comfort zone, isn't it? You work hard, you play by the rules, yet that promised land of financial freedom seems as elusive as ever. Meanwhile, the elites seem to be playing a whole different game. I'll let you in on a secret. The gap between the middle class and the wealthy isn't just about income. It's about habits, invisible, deeply ingrained behaviors that keep you trapped in a cycle of financial mediocrity. You see, the middle class is like a treadmill. You're running fast, but you're not actually going anywhere. And the worst part is that the very habits you think are propelling you forward are actually holding you back. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the 7 middle-class habits that are keeping you poor. These are like the invisible bars of a financial prison you didn't even know you were in. And it's time to bust out. Habit number 1, living on borrowed time and money. Let's kick things off with debt, the silent killer of financial dreams. It's the monster under your bed that grows bigger every time you ignore it. The average American household carries just over a whopping $100,000 in debt. That's not just a number on a spreadsheet somewhere. It's a chain around your ankle, dragging you down every time you try to swim towards financial freedom. But here's what most people don't get. Not all debt is created equal. That mortgage, it could be an investment. That credit card balance from your last vacation, on the other hand, it's a wealth-sucking parasite. The middle class often confuses good debt with bad, treating credit cards like an extension of their income. Meanwhile, the wealthy use debt strategically, leveraging it to build assets and create more wealth. Think about it this way. Every time you make a minimum payment on your credit card, you're essentially taking a loan from your future self at a sky-high interest rate. It's time to break this cycle. Start by targeting your highest interest debt first. It's not just about paying off what you owe. It's about buying back your financial freedom. Habit number 2, saving what's left. Instead of leaving what's saved, I'll save whatever's left at the end of the month. If I had $1 for every time I've heard that, well, I'd have a lot more savings than most. Here's a mind-bending statistic for you. As of 2024, the average American saves less than 4% of their income. That's 4 cents for every dollar of income. Saving isn't about luck or leftover change. It's about priorities. The wealthy don't save what's left after spending. They spend what's left after saving. It's a subtle shift in mindset with seismic implications for your financial health. Here's a challenge for you. For the next month, flip the script. Before you pay a single bill or buy a single latte, set aside 10% of your income. Put it somewhere you can't easily access, a separate savings account, an investment fund, anywhere out of immediate reach. You'll be amazed at how quickly you adapt to living on 90% of your income. And that 10% then becomes the foundation of your future wealth. Habit number 3, chasing status instead of building wealth. We live in a world of Instagram filters and carefully curated Facebook posts. It's easy to fall into the trap of keeping up with the Joneses, or the Kardashians for that matter. But here's a truth bomb for you. That neighbor with the shiny new car and the big house, there's a good chance they're one missed paycheck away from financial disaster. The middle class often confuses the trappings of wealth with actual wealth. That $50,000 car in your driveway, it's not an asset, it's a liability. It's losing value faster than an ice cream cone on a hot summer day. In fact, a new car loses about 20% of its value in the first year alone. You might as well take a stack of cash and set it on fire. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy are investing in assets that appreciate. They're buying stocks, real estate, and businesses. Things that put money in their pockets instead of taking it out. Over the past 30 years, the S&P 500 has averaged an annual return of about 10%. That's your money making money while you sleep. So, next time you're tempted to upgrade your lifestyle, ask yourself, is this taking me closer to my financial goals, or is it just making me look good on social media? True wealth is what you don't see. It's in your investment accounts, not your driveway. Habit number 4, neglecting financial education. Here's a shocking truth. We spend years in school learning about the Pythagorean theorem, but next to nothing about compound interest or tax efficiency. It's like trying to play chess without knowing how the pieces move. But financial education isn't just about understanding money. It's about understanding opportunity. The wealthy don't just earn more, they know more. They understand how money works, how to make it work for them, and most importantly, how to keep it. Think about it this way. If you're not actively learning about money, you're leaving cash on the table. A study by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that 30 to 40% of wealth inequality could be accounted for by differences in financial knowledge. That means that just by educating yourself, you're giving yourself a much better shot at closing this gap. The good news is that this knowledge is available to everyone. Books, podcasts, online courses. The information is out there. Commit to learning one new financial concept each week. Understand the power of compound interest. Learn the difference between a traditional and Roth IRA. Dive into the world of index funds. Grow your financial IQ so that you can grow your wealth. Habit number 5, the I deserve it mentality. I work hard, I deserve this. It's the battle cry of the perpetually broke. Don't get me wrong, you do work hard. But you know what you really deserve? Financial security, peace of mind, the ability to retire comfortably. And those designer handbags or the latest tech gadgets are just fleeting pleasures that keep you from what you truly deserve. This treat-yourself mentality is costing you more than you realize. A CNBC study found that 2/3 of American workers live paycheck to paycheck. That's not because they're not earning enough, it's because they're spending too much on things they think they deserve. Here's a perspective shift for you. Every time you're tempted to reward yourself with a purchase, ask if it aligns with your long-term financial goals. Instead of buying that $100 shirt, what if you used it for an online course to enhance your skills or knowledge? It could help you get a raise or even start a profitable side business. Now that's a treat your future self would thank you for. Delayed gratification is the secret sauce of wealth building. The wealthy understand that sacrificing small pleasures today can lead to significant rewards tomorrow. So next time you think, I deserve this, ask yourself, do I deserve this now or do I deserve financial freedom later? Habit number 6, the someday syndrome. I'll start investing when I make more money. I'll think about retirement when I'm older. These are common refrains that I've heard so many times. But the ugly truth is that this procrastination is costing you your financial future. Let's look at some numbers. If you start investing $200 a month at age 25, assuming an 8% annual return, you'll have almost $700,000 by age 65. Start at 35, and that number drops to around $300,000. That 10-year delay just cost you over $400,000. Still think you can afford to wait? But it's not just about retirement. The someday syndrome affects all aspects of your financial life. Waiting to build an emergency fund? The average American can't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. Delaying paying off your student loans? The average borrower takes 20 years to pay off their student debt. Time is your most valuable asset, and it's the one thing you can't get back. Every day you wait is a day of potential growth lost. So stop waiting for the perfect time to start. The perfect time is now. Habit number 7, playing it too safe. In the world of finance, playing it too safe is often the riskiest move of all. Yet, this is exactly what many in the middle class do. They keep their money in low-interest savings accounts, thinking it's safe. But with inflation averaging around 2 to 3% annually, your money is actually losing value sitting there. Let's put this into perspective. If you had $10,000 in a regular savings account, earning 0.5% for 10 years, you'd end up with just over $10,500. But factor in inflation at even a modest 2%, and the real value of your money has decreased to about $8,600. You didn't lose money on paper, but you you lost purchasing power. And that's the silent killer of wealth. The wealthy understand that some level of risk is necessary for growth. They diversify, they invest, and they make their money work as hard as they do. For example, we mentioned earlier that the S&P 500 has returned an average of about 10% annually before inflation. Yes, there are ups and downs, but over the long term, the trend is upward. This doesn't mean you should throw all caution to the wind. It's about calculated risks, not recklessness. Start by educating yourself about different investment options. Consider low-cost index funds, which offer diversification and have consistently outperformed actively managed funds. The biggest risk in life is not taking any risks at all. And to get a feel of where you are on the wealth ladder and how to move up, check out this video next on the 7 stages of wealth.